Alrighty, guys, welcome back for another episode of Spiritual Bong Water. This week's episode is called Chronically Conscious, Clearing the Mental Stems and Seeds. So, today we're going to talk about victimhood. And we're going to start off with the gravity of a ghost. The biochemical and spiritual chains of victimhood. Welcome back to the smoke circle at the edge of the universe. We're sitting in the thick of it today. Episode 12 isn't just a vibe, it's a soul resection. We're pulling out the scalpel and looking at the victim frequency. It's the resin that clogs the pipe of your potential. It's that heavy, dark matter that makes you feel like the galaxy is collapsing on you rather than you being the one holding it up. All right, guys, let's get nerdy. Your brain is a supercomputer that runs on electricity and salt. Every time you say, "Why me?" you're strengthening a neural highway called the long-term potential. You are literally carving a canyon in your gray matter that makes helplessness the easiest path for your thoughts to travel. It's like your amygdala is getting hijacked. When you live as a victim, your amygdala, the almond-sized alarm in your brain, is stuck in the on position. It's like having a smoke detector that goes off every time you light a candle. You can't see the stars if you're constantly looking for a fire exit. Cortisol is a stress hormone. In small doses, it helps you run from a tiger. In victim doses, it dissolves your synapses, it shuts down the prefrontal cortex of your brain, and you literally cannot imagine a better life because the part of your brain that handles imagination is starved of oxygen and flooded with stress chemicals. Physics doesn't care if you're a good person. Physics cares about your frequency. If you vibrate at "the world is a cold, dark place," you're in training with every cold, dark event in the local cluster. You're like a radio tuned to 101.5 Stat FM, wondering why you aren't hearing the cosmic symphony. We hold on to the victim story because if we let it go, we don't know who we are. If you aren't the person who was wronged, who are you? That's the scary part. That's the void. But the void is where the Big Bang started. So we're going to sit in that void together. So, the thermodynamics of the soul. The second law of thermodynamics says systems move towards disorder, entropy. Your life, left to its own devices, will get messier. To fight entropy, you have to add work. In the spiritual sense, that work is intentionality. You are the external energy the universe is waiting for. You have to be the one to spark the flame. Moving from victim to victor is like shifting a planet's orbit. It takes massive bursts of energy at the start, but once you're in the new orbit, the gravity does all the work for you. In quantum mechanics, a particle doesn't choose a position until it's observed. You look at it, just a wave of probability. Your life is a wave of probability. If you observe it through the lens of "I am broken," the wave collapses into a broken reality. If you observe it as "I am an evolving spark," the particles literally shift to match your gaze. You are the scientist and the experiment. Every choice is a fork in the road. When you choose not to react to old triggers, you are collapsing a timeline of pain and birthing a timeline of power. It is instantaneous. It is quantum. So let's talk about genetic sovereignty, guys. You aren't a prisoner of DNA or genetics or epigenetics. Sorry. This proves that your environment and your perception of that environment flip. You can literally turn off the genes for inflammation and turn on the genes for healing just by changing your internal weather. Think of your mind like a glass piece. The resin of trauma has built up, so you can't taste the good hit. We're using spiritual ISO, truth and accountability, to soak that brain. It might sting a bit, but when you rinse it out, the flavor of life is crisp, it's clean, and it's cosmic. In alchemy, we don't throw away the lead, we change its structure. Take your victim stories and betrayals, the losses, and stop seeing them as trash and see them as raw material. A star has to die to create the iron in your blood. Your old self had to die to create the powerhouse standing here now. And when you think about it in all reality, like, the things that happen to you don't make you, they just make you stronger. And that's the hardest part of the hike. Look at the person who hurt you or the situation that broke you and say, thank you for the friction. You made me sharp. That is the moment the victim dies and the sovereignty is born. Pity is fast food, like a fast food dopamine hit. It's easy, but it leaves you really malnourished. We're going for the slow burn dopamine of discipline. When you make your bed and you speak the truth and you choose salad over, a cheeseburger, you're building a dopamine loop that makes winning a biological craving. Being cosmic doesn't mean you don't get hit. It means that you have the structural integrity to absorb the impact, and build internal gravity. Guys, being a victim only hurts you. And being a victim in your mind sets you up to be the victim over and over. We have to change our patterns, our behavior. We have to grow outside of what we know. Because the universe is infinite and we are so tiny in the perspective of everything. But we can change so much by changing our perspective. We can literally go from this happened to me and I'm just broken because of it to, all right, this happened. It sucks. It helped me learn. It helped me grow. It helped me set boundaries. It helped me know what I want and what I don't. We are, as humans, just infinitely always set back by things that should not set us back in that way. We should literally be learning and growing from these things, building and flourishing, not sitting here wondering why this happened and what comes next. What do I have to deal with next? Whatever comes next, you're ready. The tools you need are inside of you. They were given to you from the moment you were born, and you choose to ignore them. You choose to ignore the healing and the paths that are set before you because it's easier. But my dad told me something really wonderful. Nothing worth having is easy, and nothing that's easy is really worth having. Keep your head in the nebula, your heart in the healing, and your feet on the terra. We're moving forward, not because the world got easier, but because we got heavier. Take a deep breath, pull in that cosmic energy, hold it in your lungs, feel it oxygenating your blood, carrying the message of independence and sovereignty to every cell in your body. We are the architects of our lives. We decide. Fate does not. You are here to live your best life for you, not for anyone else. And you are here to heal for yourself, because broken people are not what the world is looking for. It will tear them apart. When you know who you are and you know how to heal and how to set boundaries, the whole world becomes a different place. I just really hope for each and every listener that you take what I say to heart and you realize, like, taking back control of your life and taking back your vibration and your energy and your intention is the best thing you can do in this world for yourself. All right, guys. Well, on the next episode, I'm hoping to have a guest, so we'll see what happens. And I hope everyone has a beautiful, blessed day, that your bowls are green, that your spirit stays humble and high, and, peace, love, and stardust, y'all. Bong water out.